Dify Platform App Creation and Management App Creation Overview. When you log into the platform, you'll see a page where you can create applications. There are three main ways to start. Create a blank app and begin from scratch without pre-built elements. Use templates. Select from various templates with built-in examples and pre-configured features. Import templates. Import a DSF file to use an existing app structure. Next, let's focus on blank applications and the different types available. Chatbot, text generator, agent, workflow. For this session, we'll focus on workflow. Default nodes and parameters. When creating an application, some essential nodes are added by default. Start node initializes the workflow with default parameters, such as conversation IDs, to maintain context between dialogue rounds. LLM node, the LLM model you chose. Answer node defines the result of the workflow. These parameters are managed automatically, ensuring seamless, multi-round conversations without manual input. Custom variables and large model configuration. Dify allows you to define custom variables in various input fields: short text, paragraph, select, number, single file. You can also define constants, such as an email variable, or use selection boxes to provide user-defined inputs. For large models, configure parameters like temperature and top P to control the diversity of outputs. Lowering the temperature ensures more predictable results, while higher values introduce more variation. LLM model configuration and debugging. For example, if your workflow uses an email parameter, you can input an email in a node. Subsequent nodes can reference this email for processing. The large model node can be configured with models like GPT-4. Adjust parameters such as temperature and top P to refine output randomness. In the System section, you can define custom prompts with key elements. Roles and profiles of the application. Rules and skills for the task. Workflow steps. For instance, a simple prompt like, "You are an email assistant," can guide the model's behavior. To add variables, click "X" or enter / to view options. For workflows with complex nodes, use test run to debug each node. For example, define an email variable, input email content, and start the process with a query like, "What's the meaning of this email?" The output will be the LLM's response, showing the email's meaning. Additionally, use the preview function to test the workflow by entering email information and interacting with the bot. The conversation log lets you track input and output data for each node in detail. Knowledge base and RAG process. In the knowledge base, you can import documents for vector tile processing and slicing, enabling LLM-based vectorization. Add a knowledge retrieval node to incorporate context into your workflow. For example, the system can extract information from an invoice document and reference it during user queries. You can also use the question classifier node to categorize inputs like email, user ID, or queries. For example, classify email strings into Class 1, financial emails, Class 2, technology emails. Then add corresponding answer nodes for each class. While this example may not directly relate to your work, it demonstrates the node's purpose. Refer to the Studio section for more use cases. If, else, and iteration nodes. To trigger different workflows, the if-else node lets you design logic based on conditions, such as checking if an email parameter is empty. With iteration nodes, you can loop through additional nodes to implement more complex logic. These nodes are flexible for adding new logic layers to workflows. Code, template, and variable aggregator nodes. The platform supports both Python 3 and JavaScript. Ensure that output variables match the code's corresponding variables to avoid errors. While third-party libraries are supported, avoid disk I/O operations for security. For complex operations, consider back-end services with API endpoints. The template node is similar to the code node. This lets you define specific templates for output data. Variable aggregator node. This node combines multiple variables into a single node. For example, in an email intention recognition workflow, it aggregates variables to determine the email's intent. If else say node in this section will cover intent recognition based on the sender type, such as customers, the billing team, sales, or finance management. The if-else node is used to process different workflows based on these conditions. Additionally, the variable aggregator node combines all variables generated during intent recognition, enabling the system to aggregate these intents and output a single answer. Docs extractor. Now let's explore the docs extractor node with an example of an invoice recognition assistant. Define the input field as a single file in the start node. This allows users to upload an invoice file. Use the docs extractor node to extract specific information from the uploaded invoice. In the LLM node, add prompts in the system section, covering the app's role, rules, skills, and workflow. For example, the answer node can output text from the LLM, such as extract the invoice info. The system will process the uploaded file, extract the data, and generate outputs based on your defined workflow. You can test the app, click Preview to test the app, upload an invoice file from your local system. If errors occur, check whether the invoice variable is defined in the docs extractor node. Once corrected, the system will output the invoice details, such as the invoice number, service details, and amount as defined. To improve accuracy, fine-tune the prompts. Simple prompts may lead to errors, so refining them ensures better extraction results. Variable assigner and parameter extractor. Next, let's look at the variable assigner node. This node assigns values to writable variables. While it's not commonly used, it can be helpful in specific workflows. Parameter extractor node. This node uses LLMS to extract parameters. Define input variables and write structured prompts in the instruction area to guide the extraction. HTTP requests. Dify supports HTTP requests for external system integration. Supported request methods include GET, POST, HEAD, and more. You can define headers, parameters, and timeouts for API interactions. This node is particularly useful for retrieving or sending data to external services. List operator and workflow optimization. The list operator node is designed to efficiently process large data sets by filtering data with conditions, sorting data in a specified order, extracting a defined number of top results, e.g., top 10 overdue invoices. Workflow type notes. Unlike chatbot applications, workflow applications do not include query input fields. In the docs extractor node, the eassist.files feature is deprecated. Instead, you can define custom variables and input prompts in the system section. Agent applications. Agent-type applications are highly dependent on prompts, and the Agent app allows you to add tools, click plus Create Custom Tool, or use the system's built-in tools. To create a custom tool, you can also use LLMs to generate an OpenAPI 3.0 schema first. Then navigate to the Tools section and click Create Custom Tool. Input the schema and test the tool to ensure it meets your requirements. This video provides an introduction to app types and the functions of various nodes. Before getting started, we recommend exploring the use cases available in the Explore and Studio sections for inspiration. For detailed step-by-step guides or concept explanations, visit the Dify documentation site. It offers specific guidance to help address any challenges you may encounter while creating your application.